Hello, hello. This is Nina Erjavik, and this is the second video of my series, Journey Through the Catalog. So we are going to go to page 34. So I'm just going to jump right on in and get started with this. Tonight's going to be a pretty quick night because this should have been the one that I did on Tuesday, but we're going to do it tonight to make this a quick one because I know everybody's getting ready to go away for the holiday or getting ready for the 4th of July festivities. So we're going to make this quick. So if you're following along with me, go to page 34 in your catalog, or you can also look up Layered Thoughts because that is the one that we are going to do today. And it is also paired with the Fully Flowering Mix and Match Ephemera packs, and that one is on, this one here is on page 29. So you get 2 sheets. There's 4 different sheets and you get 2 of each. So we'll look at this real quick. So as you can tell, some of it is missing because I've been playing with it. So you get 2 sheets. This flower here I just tore out, so I'm gonna show you something with that. And then this one here, which is gorgeous. Well, there we go. So as you can see, they pop out really easy. So it makes your card making and designing super easy. And then there's 2 of this one here. And this one here is what I'm using today on the card. That is on page 34. Okay, and then we are also, this piece is not going with what I'm doing today. So, and that one is called Fully Flowering. And I just took it out of the cellophane wrap. Okay, now, and then the set that we're using is the Layered Thoughts. Now this set I got free. Well, I got it as a prize patrol when I went to On Stage. So as part of all of our prize patrol things. So I did get this one free, actually. And so we are going to get started on this. Thank you for joining me. I do want to say that, and welcome. And for those who are watching either, I'm going to try and keep this short so I can post it to FB, but you'll be able to find it on 2 of my social medias, and I talked about that in my series, or my first video of the series. So let's get started here. So we're using pieces from that ephemera pack. We're using basic white cardstock, all of these little itty bitty flowers. We're going to need the 2 big pieces. Okay, now these are black and white, but I'm going to show you in just a bit how to color these up. And you can color them with all kinds of media. You can color them with the blends. You can watercolor them with the aqua painters and your stamp pads. Or you can also color them with the watercolor pencils. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that here in a bit. This here is Smoky Slate. It's an 8.5 by 11 cut in half. And then that half is scored at 4 1/4 and then folded over. So now it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is the card base. Let's give it a little crease with our bone folder. Or you could also do the edge of your scissors. You could do it with a ruler, or just your fingernail if you want to do that too. And then this piece here, we are going to stamp. The 2 colors we're using is Daffodil Delight and Gorgeous Grape. This is our older type of ink pad, and these are our newer type ink pads, but they both have the foam on the inside, which I absolutely love. And you can also go to my website here if you need some more information, or you want to shop, or you want some inspiration. Just go to ninaerjavik.stampinup.net. Okay, and then we're just going to, see, I haven't even used this set yet. Usually I would take my pieces off of the plastic here and put them inside my case. I haven't done that yet because I haven't used this set yet. But we're just going to peel this plastic off here. And then once I transfer these from the harder plastic to my case, I keep this one because it makes great window sheets when you're doing a shaker card. So keep this piece, and then this is the piece I put over to protect my stamps. Okay, so that's how I do that. We are going to use the word thanks for this one. I think that's what we're going to use. Yes, we are going to use thanks, or thank. No, we're not. We're going to use thinking of you. Oh my goodness gracious. We're going to use the Thinking of You. I'm going to get a big block. When you peel your, just a tip, when you peel your photopolymer off of the plastic, let it sit and rest for just a couple seconds before you actually put it on your block. That way it doesn't distort the image once you stamp it. And you just pick it up just like that. Okay. I'm just going to use my grid here, just to kind of line it up. I just freshly inked this pad, so it's going to be really juicy. I'm just turning it over to make sure all of my surface is filled. And this is kind of hard doing it on camera, but we are going to do it. And if not, there's another side to my paper, right? I say that's perfect. What do you think? Yep. Okay, and then it has on there of you. So thinking, and then we're going to get the two words of. So this one is of. Now this one I've not done before, so we are doing this together. So you get to see. I'm going to pull this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I'm just lining it up on my grid paper. You can get these grid papers in the back of the catalog. I don't have a page number for you on that, but let me go over it here a little bit. I'm going to get another block. And what I did is I put of you together, and I'm going to test it on my paper to make sure that it is where I want it to be. And I think that's, let's move, yeah, we're going to leave it. I don't want to get my hands all inky. And then we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape. But before I go into my Gorgeous Grape, I'm going to clean my stamp because I just stamped it in the Daffodil Delight. I love these. I love these. They're so nice and easy to clean. I can link that stuff at the bottom here for you. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take this right over the top here, and I'm just going to ink it up again and go Thinking of You. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Okay, I will clean these here in a minute. Close up this pad. That is all the stamping on this card. So this is another one of those cards that is super easy. We are going to adhere that to this here. Let me get my, and this is our Stampin Seal. I love this stuff. Super easy. It does take a little bit to get used to, but it is so much better. Either that or I use the green Tombow glue. You can also use Dimensionals. You could also use glue dots. Whichever one you are comfortable with, you can use. So we're just going to put this up here, try and get it even, and then I'm just going to tear. Now our paper, our cardstock is the color all the way through, okay? Now our two-tone paper, when you rip it, you'll get that white core, but our main core color cardstock is, it is actually all the way through. So as you can see when I'm tearing it, let me come up a little bit closer so you can see. When I'm tearing it, you can see that the color is all the way through. I'm going to kind of ruffle this up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that like that. Now, I'm going to put that up here. And then, of course, you have the reverse tear, so you can use this for another project. Okay? And then these guys here. Let's see, I think I am going to pop these up. And I talked about this before in my last video, is I just scribbled over the top of my dimensionals so that when you actually put them on your project, you will be able to see where they are and what papers still need to be taken off. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And no, you do not need this many dimensionals, but I like things to stay put. Okay, and then I'm going to get my U-Pick tool, and I'm using the accessory. It comes with tools, 2 tools on each end. And then you can buy these accessories that go with it. And this little hook thing that looks like a dental hook. It actually, a cleaning tool, it actually helps get these pieces of paper off. And then this side here is one of the originals, and it's got sticky tape on it, or sticky, it's like a putty, and you can pick things up really easy and then place them, put glue on them and place them wherever you want. So this is a really handy dandy tool. Okay, so this here, we are going to do this. Let's see how I want it to go. I'm going to put it here. And then we're going to put this one down here with these 3 leaves down here. And yes, I'm overlapping them. Now what you could do, because this is going to go over the top, you can technically cut this in half, which you could do that. Or you can just, so that you can make another one. And you know what? I am going to do that so that I can use this again. What do you think? Even though I put sticky on there, we'll just put that over there. And then this one, let's see. Let's get a feel for where we're going here. I think that looks fine. Okay, and this we're going to go ahead and pop up as well. And I am going to put it down here in these corners. Do I want to pop this up? Or do I just want to glue it down? I think I'm going to glue this one down. You know, this is the creative process. this is how it goes, right? But that is okay. It's your card. You can do whatever you want. So this is where you can go, where the copy and share comes in. You can copy it exactly the way it is, or you can copy and selectively edit. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Okay, can you see that? All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to get all of our little flowers. And all of these need little dimensionals on them. Except for this little one, we're going to add some glue to this one. My son made me these, and these are the most amazing things. Just keeps my glue right side up. Okay, so we're going to put this one here. And then this little one, we're going to put a mini dimensional on. And these are the minis, and I did the same thing, but see how little those are? And they fit perfect on these small flowers. Okay, and then we're going to put this one overlapping a little bit. And then we got these here we're going to stick underneath. I'm going to put this one under here. Let's see, do we want it over further? Let's put it right here. Okay, and then we have this one here. We're going to do the same thing. Put a little bit of glue. I would love it if you would give me thumbs up, give me hearts, follow me if you haven't done that already. That would be amazing. I'm missing some flowers. Here they are. Okay, and this one, I think I'm going to glue down again. And you know what? You only need a little bit of glue. A little dab will do ya. You do not need very much of this glue. And then this one needs a dimensional. The card is finished. You know, you're going to put an inside. I like to put white on the inside of my cards and then decorate that. You can certainly do that. You have enough pieces in this little set to do that. And look at that. Look how quick and easy that is. Now, these are black and white, right? So here is another piece. Let me get some of my stuff out of my way here. Here is another flower that is in there, and I want to show you what you can do with it to add a little bit of color. If this is not enough color for you and you would like to color these as a standalone focal point, absolutely. So, and there's lots of black and white things in these mix and match ephemera packs. So what I'm going to do is these are the watercolor pencils. This is the Watercolor Pencil set number 1 is what I'm using. And then this is the blender pen. So you'll find the watercolor pencils on page 133 of the catalog. Or if you go to my website here, you can just type in, go into shop. So click shop. And then up at the top search bar, you would just put in colored pencils and it'll take you right to the 2 sets. So this is set number 1. This is Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and this one is Old Olive. These are blender pens. It's kind of like a pen, or it's kind of like a, it's not like our aqua painters where you actually put water into the pen. These already have a solution in them that makes them wet, and they're double-sided. They come 3 to a pack. You'll find these on page 128, or again, if you're on my website, just go to up to the search bar and just put in blender pens and it'll come up for you. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the cap on this. I am going to just take the Calypso Coral, and I sharpened them a little bit, but they're not too sharp. But right wherever you see a line, these lines, this is where Stampin' Up's artists put in lines for you, which is the shading. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and just take full strength colored pencils and just go over those lines. And I'm only going to do 1 flower for you so that you get the idea of what I'm doing. Can you see this okay? And I'm going to put a lot here because this is where it will also be shaded, right here in the center and around the petals. Okay, so that's what I did with this one. Then for the green, I just took my Old Olive pen, or it's not a pen, colored pencil, and it says Old Olive there, and I am just going to draw lines. There's really no coloring, no rhyme or reason. It's just making the lines, okay? And then the Daffodil Delight, I just put in the center of my flower. And if you don't know me or you haven't heard, I love the color peach. Anything peach, like Timid Tiger, Peach Pie is a favorite of mine. Even though Petal Pink is not necessarily a peachy color, but that is one of my favorites as well because it comes off as a peach color. So peach is my favorite color. Okay, so then we're going to take, so that's just a little tidbit, right? All right, so what are you thinking so far? Card is super easy. You can make lots of them in a matter of like 30 minutes, maybe, not even that. Super easy. Okay, so this one, you're just going to take your blender pen and just to clean it, you just gently on the side, not like this. My mother was an artist, so she taught me how to take care of the brushes very, very well. She would absolutely scream if she's seen you scribbling. But on this side, just clean and twirl your brush. Your brush, obviously paintbrush, or your blender pen, or even your markers are the same way. And you're going to take this and you're just going to go in. Now you don't want to scrub real hard because if you scrub real hard, your paper will pill and you don't want that. So you're just going over. I don't know if you can see the color, and what it's doing is it's bleeding the colored pencil. Because they are watercolor pencils, this will not work with regular color pencils. These are watercolor. So, can you see the color that came up? All right. It does not need to be totally colored. You can leave white spots. And then just to clean it, you just rub off onto your scrap paper, onto, not necessarily a towel, because that will definitely take the water out. You can even use some residual of the yellow from here to go into these little guys here. Again, clean my brush or my tip. Now, another way you could do it, you can also take this here to your marker or your colored pencil and go in and pull that color in and make those. You could also scribble on here, pick up the color from here and go in and add more color. I've actually taught class with doing that. Now you can let this dry and then come back in and add some more color. I wouldn't add color right now because it's still really wet. And then as far as your little branches over here, just go over them. And what that does is that just brings that color out even more. So to show you, here is the finished one. Okay, so this is how you could add more color to the images that are black and white. Let's see. Isn't that amazing? Okay, that's all I have for you today. Follow and like if you want to see more. I am definitely going, I will definitely be doing, oops, sorry, I just hit my camera. I will do another video on Tuesday. And we will be going to page, let me see, we will be working on page 41 and 45. So kind of take a guess at which ones I'm going to copy, or copy and share everything, or copy and selectively edit. So thanks so much for watching and joining me, and we will see you on Tuesday. Thanks so much. Bye.